Okay, quick blind test. I'm going to play this $1,200 Fender Stratocaster and this $170 Donner guitar, and I want you to pick which one you think sounds the best. I will tell you which one you picked at the end of the video. What's going on, guys? My name is Matt Kelly and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing a few different things. I'm going to be comparing the differences between these two Strat guitars, one Fender and one Donner. I will also be comparing the differences between price. This one is much cheaper and this one is much more expensive. And I'll also be putting this Donner guitar to the test to see how it compares or holds up to the Fender Stratocaster. Now, if you're new to my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button to see more videos just like this one. So let's jump straight into the video. Now, to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of these cheaper versus expensive guitar videos, but after playing this Donner guitar for about a month now, I was very blown away with how it feels and sounds, so I just had to test it to see how it compares to a real Fender Stratocaster. Now, I'm not going to get into the finer details and the specs of each guitars, but some obvious differences are the maple and rosewood fretboard, the pickups. Now, Donner also has a pushable switch circuit where you can switch from a single coil to a humbucker, where the Fender does not, but I will not be using the humbucker in this comparison, only the single coil. I'll get into some other specs and details of both guitars later on in the video, but let's jump right into the head-to-head comparison. I'm going to be using the Sheriff 22 amp for these examples with some added reverb from the Golden Reverberator and some tape saturation from the Strymon Deco. And after, I'll talk about the feel and compare the playability of each. Now I'm going to do one more guitar solo comparison going back and forth between these two guitars. I'm going to play over a backing track and then you'll be able to hear how they really sound in a lead guitar solo setting. But first I want to talk about the comparisons I just did. I gotta say, I really had to try and listen to really hear where the differences were at, but I did find some. The Fender seemed to be warmer and a little more beefy with sustain, especially with the cleaner tones and examples. In the crunch comparisons, the Fender seemed to be a little bit more consistent and clearer with its tone. It also sounded a little bit more overdriven sometimes, but that's mainly because of the difference of pickups and other specs of the guitar. Now, the sound you get with the Fender Strat is the sound you expect for the price. You're paying for more quality, additional features, specs, the pickups, and the brand itself, Fender. I believe this guitar was about $1,200 to $1,300, and that's about a $1,100 difference between the Donner guitar, which says for itself the Donner guitar really does hold up. It sounds great, especially for $170. You also have to consider that the Donner has that pushable circuit design where you can switch between a humbucker and a single coil. That alone is worth the price. And on top of that, it just sounds and feels great. The neck shape on this particular guitar is very comfortable. It's relatively smaller compared to the Fender neck shape, and when going from the Fender to the Donner is actually a little bit easier to play. The Fender also feels great, don't get me wrong, but the neck is definitely more wider and thicker. I do really like both, but I definitely prefer the Donner neck shape because it's just easier for me to play. Now with that being said, the Fender neck is definitely a lot more smoother and concise. The fretwork is a little better and you can definitely feel the difference between the two, but that's sort of expected with a $1,300 guitar. Now to really hear the differences in sound and tone, I'm going to play both guitars over a backing track that I made so you can hear both compared in a real mix. And right after that, I'll tell you which guitar you chose in the beginning of the video. So what did you think of the solo comparison? Which guitar stood out the most to you? Let me know down in the comments. Now, if you chose guitar A in the beginning of the video, you chose the Donner guitar over the Fender Stratocaster. And obviously, if you picked guitar B, you chose the Fender Strat. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I know I really had a great time doing these comparisons, and if you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments. I'll link this Donner guitar down in the description if you're interested in buying it, and if you want to see more gear reviews and demos, you can find them all throughout my channel. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to keep on playing.